believe I know everyone except if I do know Carol iPad 2 or Laurel. I don't know that I know you or I'm forgetting. So why don't we just take a moment and just go around and say something about ourselves and shall we put the new people or relatively new people on the spot and make them go first?
I'm fine going first. This is Laurel Healy, and I'm a relatively new member. I joined in the summer. I've been to a few things and look forward to going to a lot more. Want to get involved.
Well, welcome.
Thanks.
And Carol?
A new member, although I've
Having a hard time hearing you.
sorry, can you hear me now?
A little better.
Okay. So I'm new. Although I've been connecting with League of Women Voters for several months now, had speakers from your speakers bureau talk with another group that I'm part of. So I know several different people here and also in the league. So, but no, I haven't met you yet, Ron. So our paths have not crossed.
Okay, good. Then it's not my aging addled brain. Well,
So I would like to just brag on Carol for a minute. Carol is the founder and organizer for Advocates for Constitutional Values, and they have really become a great advocacy group on the scene in Sarasota. And as she mentioned, they've had the league speak a couple of times, but they're also promoting our events to their membership. So she's been a great partner to us.
Oh, can I ask Carol a question?
Sure.
Carol, I'm compiling a list I'm trying to centralize all of our contacts. I'm trying to make a list of everybody that we deal with in one way or another so that it's in one central place. May I put you down as a contact? I mean, that's sort of my next step, is I'd like to have a contact for every single item on the list. May I put you down as a contact for that group?
Yes.
Thank you very much.
Yes.
Okay.
If you need more information, I guess you can get my contact information from somebody here. So.
Okay. Thank you, Carol.
well, since we're launching, I'm going to just Leslie, why don't you just continue and give us an update on your portion of community outreach?
Okay. Well, that's good because I have teen court tonight, so I have to blow out of here at 5 o'clock anyway. So thank you for letting me go first. As I said, I am compiling a centralized list. Many of you got an email from me asking me for a list of your contacts and all of the organizations that you have contact with and the contact information. And I'm merging all the lists that I received. And the next step will be I'm going to hopefully assign every single organization to somebody. Lots of organizations already have a contact person. Rhonda, I type your name over and over and over and over and over again. But I took a few myself, don't worry. But yeah, so that again, it's a matter of centralizing the information. We're not taking over, and we're not going to, if you have a relationship with somebody, we're not going to say, oh no, you can't talk to them anymore. We're going to do that. It's so that information is in a central location, and then anybody from a group that might not normally deal with that organization would know where to go to find who to talk to. So, and I think that is sort of the first step in making sure that we are doing as much outreach as we can under these circumstances. So, and unfortunately, I had eye surgery recently, and they were very optimistic about the recovery. So I'm actually working with a magnifying glass because I'm still having trouble seeing. But don't I look 20 years younger?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my gosh. I don't know how women or men or anybody undergoes plastic surgery if it isn't absolutely necessary. I mean, unfortunately, this was because my eyes, I had no peripheral vision anymore, but oh my gosh, the recovery has just been awful. But that's where we are. We're going to, I'm finishing up. I'm hoping to distribute the list so that people can say, oh yeah, I know that person or I know that group, and we will complete that part of it. And
And
that's
let
where we
me,
are.
thank you, Leslie, and let me just, for those who are brand new to hearing this, the purpose here is to make sure that the organizations with whom we have a relationship understand the full scope of the services that we provide, our product lines, as I like to call it. So maybe we've gone to your organization to help you, do voter registration, but you don't know that we have a speakers bureau with lots of topics on many issues that are of importance to your membership or to your organization. So we wanted to make sure that we are continuously exporting the league to the community, and Leslie is taking the lead in coordinating that initiative.
And I think it
Thank you.
would also be helpful for us. For example, let's say you're doing a talk on water safety, I don't, you know what I mean, water health. I would not speak on that. I have no expertise in that area, but now I know who I can call to get information or even have somebody as a guest speaker to help me present. So I think it's going to work both ways, that we are going to be able to increase our scope to those organizations, but also recognize that they may have some things to do that can be helpful to us.
Excellent, excellent point. Thank you. That's great.
I have a
And again,
question.
thank you for letting me go first.
While we're on community outreach, how about Jane and Regina? Do you have anything to update us with on League in Action?
Sure, sure. Yeah, hi. And I just want to say I'm so proud of you, Leslie.
Oh,
You have
thank
been
you,
so
Gina.
busy and busy, but you've been the busiest bee. And when we first started talking, I know that you were traveling all over the place, and I'm just so glad that you're able to do what you're doing. So we were working together initially when we started talking about outreach as part of this leadership effort and the Unite and Rise campaign. So I just want to say that. But anyway, thanks, Rhonda. So Jane, if you don't mind, I'll go ahead and speak for us, and then you can jump in as needed. Try to make this quick. For those of you who don't know about League in Action, I'll just give you a quick recap, is a free app that you can download from your app store or whatever, however you do it on your Android phone. It's completely free. It's an app that the League adopted about 5 years ago. It's based on a platform known as Outreach Circles, and the League adopted it for what's known and new to me as digital organizing and relational organizing, a new term that you might hear more of in the days to come. But what we have been doing, a small team of us, 5 members of the League, have gotten together to test this app, see what it's all about. It's maybe it can be considered a social media app, but it really is. It's been branded as League in Action based on this Outreach Circles platform. And what we've been doing, there's a lot of feature and functionality associated with digital organizing and relational organizing. But what we've been doing is focusing in on 2 key features of the app. One feature is actually posting within the app, and the other, and so using the app for our local league to post actions. Actions being upcoming events or rallies, for example, or a call to action to get individuals to call the legislators about the SAVE Act and oppose what's happening with that. And so we've been testing how to post within the app and notify individuals within our own personal social networks about these things, doing what we're calling, I think they call warm networking using the app. So that, we've been testing the admin function and we've been testing the supporter function. The supporter is just somebody that has the app and sees an alert regarding, for example, the SAVE Act and wants to let their friends know it's important to call your Congress person and let them know that we oppose the SAVE Act. So we've been testing those features. There's apparently a number of other features that we haven't looked into yet because we have been learning how to use the app, and we're in the process now of liaising with the National League. And by the way, the National League uses the app and our state league is using the app. The very nice thing also about the app is that it is an app used across the United States by local leagues across the United States. And if you are from another state, have friends in another state, want to know what's going on in another county or state across our own state, you can join another circle. You just basically add that circle to your app, and it'll bring up notifications from that circle. So it's a nice way to stay abreast of what's
I
going
have
on.
to make sure that you, we only have 3 minutes a person,
Okay.
so I'm.
So I just wanted to let you know that we've been looking at the app and we've made some progress. Next week, we'll be making recommendations to, we'll be talking to Vilya and Rhonda about the progress that we've made, some of the value of the app and what's going on both nationally and at state level regarding the app.
Thank you.
So that's kind of where we are.
I'd like to just interject that the concept here is the trusted messenger. And so that you have a rapport with your friends and you sending that alert or that call to action to your friends and your circle is more impactful than the league necessarily sending it. So that's the concept, is that we just keep expanding our circles and again,
Yeah.
exporting interactive democracy. So
Yeah.
thank
So
you.
if you're interested in just checking it out, just go to your app store, download it, check it out, and there's going to be more to come from us. We'll determine how we're going to use it and whether we're going to promote it within our local league within the next couple of weeks. Stay tuned.
Wonderful. Thank you. Mary Pat, can I ask you, I'm just going across the screen now, my screen. Talk to us about events and also it looks like events including hot topics, please.
Oh, okay. So we had, this last month, we had a session on digital democracy. And then the Hot Topics team had a session on immigration last Friday. A week ago Friday. I don't know where I am or what time it is. No, I know I'm in North Carolina, but other than that, both events were successful. A small amount, a very small group for the digital democracy, but a good group. And all of those videos now are on the website under events and event recordings. As this one will be when I can get to it. I'm traveling tomorrow, but after that. We have upcoming on November 6th, we are having
Jessica.
Miner-Lowe speak to us about redistricting. And we have on November 14th, a hot topic luncheon at Stony Brook on the First Amendment. And Anne, I don't know if you want to add anything about that. But I'll let you talk about that.
We're gonna have a discussion on free press and the stresses that are on free press right now from all kinds of directions. So that's what it's gonna be about.
And we keep learning every time we do an event. So we're working on planning. We've got Project 180 coming in January. They're going to do a session, and that's going to be at Gulfgate Library. So we're working on it. And then we have the annual holiday luncheon in December, and that we have
Diane McFarland.
had an M, Diane McFarland, who's going to be speaking to us about trust in the press and that kind of thing. Yes, Sean.
So, a quick question, and this is for kind of the group. So on YouTube, do we really want these monthly calls available to anyone in the public, or do we want to make it more private?
I think that's a great question, and we can
Like,
discuss that
we could have a
offline.
link. Yeah, I think we should discuss it because I don't know if I want it just available to everybody. You know, maybe have.
No, I would
private
also
with
hope
a link.
that, we can discuss it offline, but I would
Yeah.
hope that what the work that we're doing would encourage other people. There's nothing that we say that's controversial, and there's
Okay.
nothing we say that's inappropriate.
All right.
We keep to our nonpartisan educational decorum. So, but you know, it's worth a conversation.
Maybe members only. I don't know.
Maybe members
Yeah,
of-
it's hard to do it. I mean,
Hard.
make
Yeah.
it members only, but
Okay.
we can talk about it offline.
Yeah. Sorry.
It's okay.
And I do have some good info on Facebook later to talk about if we have time.
Okay. Barbara, do you have anything to talk about regarding voter services and restoration rights?
I think Kathy's here to talk about voter services. I saw her.
I did not see Kathy, so
She was here.
She's here.
she
Yeah.
is, then she might be, oh, there's Kathy.
Go for it, Kathy.
Yeah, I'll go first and then turn it over to Barbara for returning citizens. So far in October, we've done Aviva, the Pride Festival, and Ringling College as far as tabling. The Pride Festival, we were there all day and had a good response, lots of positive feedback on the league. And then coming up for the rest of this week, we have another tabling event at Ringling College and Plymouth Harbor. In November, we'll be at Northport Newcomers and State College of Florida in Venice. I'm waiting to hear about the Newtown Festival. I'm supposed to be hearing today whether we're approved or not, so no word yet. But we also are going to be at Also Youth two evenings in November, the 6th and the 13th. We have just put together with the Women's Resource Center, we are going to be starting in January in Spanish, Path to Naturalization, a class that Carol Hartz has put together. And so my need is Spanish speakers. We need at least 2 more Spanish speakers to help Carol with that program. So that's what is my biggest need right now. And Barbara, do you want to talk about returning citizens?
Wait, before Barbara, give me 1 second. I just, for newcomers, I just want to clarify that voter services, voter registration and tabling is refers to going to an event and assisting people who need to register to vote. Also to assist people who need to re-register for their vote by mail, and it's providing information, resources for voting for individuals of all types of resources. And Kathy always needs volunteers for these events. It is Wonderful, and
thank-
it's, you don't have,
thank you.
not much heavy lifting involved.
Yeah, well, it depends upon where it is, but I am reconsidering the festivals in that I believe that we had so much information, we had so much requests for league information, not necessarily voting information. So I think the festivals that we're going to table at, I'm going to open up to everyone in the membership, and those people can then help with handing out league information and events and things like that, you know, everything else that we do.
Fantastic, thank you. Great. Okay, Barbara.
Kathy, can I ask, what was the response at the Pride Festival on Saturday?
We had, let's see, one voter registration application and 5, 10, 15, 20, 20, 30 people that we talked with about, answered questions about the events and what's going on with the league, which is why I thought, oh, really, this doesn't need to be just certified people, that this could easily have been that. And in fact, Elena helped us in the afternoon.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So Barbara, do you want to talk about?
Just briefly, what's going on now? Next week, there's going to be, Cecile Schoon and others are conducting a continuing legal education course on Tuesday at USF up in Tampa. I'm sure you saw this in the Florida Voter that you got last week. There was a handout. And then on Thursday, they're going to Orlando. So it's good that some of the laws have changed in terms of how we can help returning citizens seek to understand what their personal situation is with regard to the legality of them voting. So that's a new thing. Postcarding at this point, as Kathy told you last time, is on hold. We're trying to get new addresses, different addresses, and the Project 180 event that we're planning at the end of January. We're hoping we're going to have it at I've mentioned this before, at one of the public libraries in the early evening to try to see if we can reach out to the community, to people who work during the day, as well as to our own members. And so that's coming along quite nicely. They've got that under control. They're going to bring some of the graduates of their program, as well as a very short 3 minutes video on some of the things that can, kind of help us to understand the outlook of a person as they leave incarceration and need just to basically restart their lives.
Thank you. Membership? Who speaks for membership?
We both will, but I'll go first and just say a few things about South County, what we've been doing. We had our monthly lunch meeting October 21st, this past Tuesday. We had 14 people there, and we are continuing to gather more members. We may need to look for a larger venue for our lunch meetings. Our next one is November the 18th here in Venice, downtown Cafe Venice. Our next event is something new. November the 12th will be at a 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. Membership event at Venice Wine and Coffee. And Nancy Lisco, who's not here today, is the one spearheading that. So that's what's coming up next. And then we have a monthly membership meeting. Our next is November the 10th, 1 p.m. via Zoom. If anyone wants to join us, let either Elena or me know, and we'll be glad to have you. We have a few new members already, so we're continuing to contact, retain, and motivate members. Elena?
So the North County area had a lunch in October 15th at Serving Spoon, and there was about 10 of us there. And it was nice. Vilya gave a little bit of an update on what was happening. Kathy did too, and we appreciate both of them being there. We're tentatively scheduled to change venues for our next lunch in November, and I think we're looking at November 12th and First Watch. So a little bit of a different place. First Watch now has a private room in the back, so we're going to try that out and see how it goes. Just assisting, Deb and I together, trying to figure out, what we'll be doing is reaching out to the most recent joiners, the most recent new members. So thank you very much.
And do you want to talk about natural resources?
Okay, we've been busy with, at our different meetings, we've been bringing environmental people to come in to talk to us about what's going on both locally and our last meeting we had, the State Sierra Club brought in several members to talk about what they're focused on at the state level. We have changed our meeting date because so many people said, oh, we're going to the lunch in Venice, and it was kind of a bit of an overlap. So I am moving my meetings to the third Wednesday of the month. So you can always, if anybody can pop in if you want, you can always find the link on the website under under events. I've got the link there. So if anybody ever just wants to pop in, you're welcome. And we've got some thoughts about things that are going to be going on next year. So that's it.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And next, Nancy. This is like Hollywood Squares, isn't it? You're the center square on my screen, Nancy.
Okay, but I don't know why I'm not. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
I really don't have a lot to say about communications, and as far as the education action team, we sort of had to take the month off because of Jill's injury. So, Sean, if you want to speak about communications, that would be great. I'm probably just not very well prepared either today.
Just needed to unmute there, sorry. Yeah, so we had I'm posting on Facebook, I'm posting on Instagram, and I'm posting depending on the content on Blue Sky and X, but some of the Facebook metrics are actually pretty fascinating. So we when I posted the No Kings post with the pictures of everybody out at the event, it was not a boosted post, and it had over 4,000 views and 251 interactions, including 9 shares.
Wow.
Which for a post that's not boosted in any way, that's just, yeah, that was pretty incredible. So all in for the last 28 days, the posts that we put up, we've had 20,500 views, 1,500 interactions, and we added 24 followers. I did boost our post on the Freedom of the Press event on November 14th. And so far, we've had 2,700 views of that post, 262 reactions, 37 shares. So that's pretty good. And then for those of you who are on Facebook, I have a post and an event, and so you can just share the event with all of your friends. And it doesn't have to be necessarily on your Facebook page. You can just share it to people who are your friends that you think might be interested in attending that luncheon. So that's a good way to get us up to our cap. And then the mid-cycle redistricting so far has had 324 views. That's just a regular post with 12 interactions and 3 clicks, so that's pretty good. And our No Kings event post had over 500 views. So some pretty good stuff on Facebook. And then I'm trying to do more and more on Instagram as well, so that we start developing a larger audience there, especially when we start working with Ringling.
Thank you. And speaking of the redistricting, I'm going to jump in and give you an update on the editorial team. Art Hardy wrote a piece for us to be submitted as an editorial for why the league opposes mid-cycle redistricting. And this morning I tweaked it so that it could be submitted immediately and as an attempt to boost attendance to our November 6th event, which is when Jessica Lowy Minor, the president of the Florida League, is going to be making a presentation on why the league opposes mid-cycle redistricting. And I just sent it to Roger Brown from the Sarasota Herald Tribune, and almost immediately received a thank you from him and assuring me that it will be published. And he was appreciative for the heads up about the event. I told him that I wanted this issue was far too important to not invite every one of his readers to attend. And so we're going to get some additional publicity for that. And I'm grateful. That's another example of team effort. Quite wonderful. So that's the editorial report. Susie, do you have anything to add about County Commission Observer Corps? You're muted still.
I know, I'm working on it. They've discontinued meetings at 1660, if people don't know that. And it appears they're using different locations. So I would, if you're gonna volunteer, we're gonna end up going to Venice at least until December. I have not looked into much of next year yet, but and there are some things happening at Benderson, actually, at the tower, so that's different. They're doing their planning retreat meeting there. So the only thing that I find worthy to mention here is that our commissioners approved naming part of Fruitvale Road for Charlie King. So
Charlie Kirk.
Clerk, sorry. And that also happened in Manatee, and then they had a public comment very much opposed to that. So, and they indicated it might not be happening. So I don't know if I am allowed to speak, I guess. So I need to talk to Rhonda and Bill about how, I mean, as a private citizen, I know I can. I don't know if the league wants to speak, but I'm not sure how that works. But
No, that the
anyway.
league would form, Billy, you can back me up on this, but I don't think that the naming of a street after anyone is like within a policy position that the league would have. The league would have a position about open government and putting items on the agenda so the public was aware that there was going to be a vote on whether or not to do anything, that the commission was going to be voting on.
Yeah,
So
that
is, I believe, is the bigger issue for the league. Villia?
Yes, I
Okay.
agree. When Susie pointed out, since she's the observer, she was pointing out that there's this disturbing new trend that they're adding stuff at the end that's not on the agenda. And to me, that's the league's position, where we could speak to that about government transparency.
Can I
And
ask
that
a
might be a good
question?
source of an editorial. I'll put
And
that
Why
down.
are they moving around so much? What is that about?
Well, I think that the admin building, they're moving out of the admin building.
They sold the
And
property, didn't they? Or-
they've sold the property. They're building a new building out on Fruitville, and
No,
it's not ready. Now, Dorothy did comment that they've been doing that, adding people speaking at the end for a while. This was just the first time I had seen it happen. So, but yeah, it should be on the agenda. I think you're correct.
And also for folks that are new, what Susie is referring to is the County Commission Observer Corps as holding public officials accountable, and we have volunteers who observe the county commission meetings and report on them. And the same for the hospital board and the same for the school board. So if government issues are of importance to you, you might want to consider finding out more about our Observer Corps and how easy it is to attend those meetings remotely. Anything else, Susie? Good. Liz, want to talk to us about rallies?
Yes, it's hard to believe we've powered through 3 October rallies already. I hope everybody's energy and enthusiasm carried over from No Kings. This coming Saturday, November 1st, the Sarasota League is supporting the Manatee League's Unite and Rise rally, which will have booths and speakers and food trucks. So hopefully that'll be a terrific one for us to also attend and support, which we will be doing. We'll have our own tent and table. We are looking for some volunteers to help man the table. So if you're going to the rally and you'd like to help us out, half hour or an hour of your time, the rally is from 11 to 2 on Saturday. So it's a pretty long stint, and we need some help during that time. So if anybody on here is going to attend and they would like to help, I'd love to know that now. Anybody thinking about it?
I'm going to be there.
I know
I'm
you
going to
are.
be there.
Oh,
I'm going to
good,
be there.
Melinda. Will you
Yeah.
help at the table for a bit, or do you not?
Yeah, I will. I'm meeting 2 friends there, and we were
Okay.
going to rally together, and I brought signs. That I can part with them for a little while and do the booth.
Okay, well, we'll keep you in mind. We'll let you know what we need. Is there
I'll
a-
find you guys when I get
Okay,
there.
perfect. And then the enthusiasm will carry over into 2026. We're contemplating a Unite and Rise rally in January, and then another one in February to commemorate our 100th year birthday for the league.
120, 105th?
25th. Yes, 105th. Yeah.
105th, sorry. 105th.
You just look 100. You don't look 100.
We look great for our age.
So I
yeah.
think the rallies have gone great so far. If there's any suggestions or ideas that you have, I'm here to hear those as well. Thanks everybody for your help and support.
I just wanted to remind everybody that this meeting on, or the rally on November 1st, it's not so much like a stand on a corner to wave a sign as it is that they're going to have these speakers, including Jessica Lowe Miner, who is the state president, and she's a fantastic speaker. She's really very inspirational. So I just hope everybody has an opportunity to come and listen to her speak.
Thank you. Sherry?
So,
Speakers Bureau.
Okay, yes. So Speakers Bureau, we're doing lots of stuff. We have 14 members, about eight of our members have already been presenting. We have about 3, I'm imagining in the next couple of months, we'll be presenting it, or by early next year, we'll be presenting as well, including myself, because I will finally be back in Sarasota. So our first presentation was May 29th, and since then we have done 10 presentations. Most recently, September, October, for youth, they were on women's suffrage, your voice, your vote, your power, something like that. Basically inspiring youth to register to vote, why it's important, why people have been fighting for it, etc. And then for the general audience, the SAVE Act and disinformation, we've been presenting those. We have 6 more presentations confirmed through the end of the year. And we now have Florida Speakers Bureau chairs. We haven't had them for probably a year. And it's in November, we're going to have our kickoff meeting with them to talk about how they want to do things going forward. And I've been emailing back and forth on lots of things, so it'll be really good to get the group together. Since they have been in office, they have added some presentations to the roster. The Say No to Mid-Cycle Redistricting, which we're going to be hearing about from Jessica herself, is available for Speakers Bureau, as is something on the write-in loophole and why public schools matter. So we have those, and we also have presentations that our committee is developing or updating. So in November, we will be speaking to teens and young adults, mostly teens, I think, on advocacy. And that's a great presentation. I have 4 team members who've been working really hard on it. And it's kind of a how-to, really, how to advocate. What do you have to look at strategically, like how you craft your message, and how do you talk to elected officials? And it takes you through all that, and it also has some great examples of what young people have accomplished through advocacy. So I think that's going to be pretty exciting when we finally finish it. It's been through a few edits. Barbara Ryder is updating our presentation on voter suppression. We've gone through a couple renaming. I think we're going to call it Protecting Your Voting Rights. Of course, we have to add a lot of the new stuff that's been going on, and that even though nothing's been decided, there's just things that have been happening that threaten voting rights. So she's working on that. And then for the mid-cycle redistricting, I am going to be modifying it so that it's not advocacy, which is how Jessica is presenting it. And so since Speakers Bureau is primarily educational, we're just going to lay it out a lot more objectively, state at the end what the position of the league is and why, but we're not going to call it Say No to. So it's going to be more in keeping with how Speakers Bureaus generally are more neutral on a subject. But once we educate you, you can't help but fail to see how you should be thinking about it. So I will be working on that. Some other things that we're going to be doing, I've talked to Rosemary, the new Florida chair, about this. We're going to have people start to record a presentation, not like a Zoom presentation, but like a Zoom, not like a video presentation of a live presentation, but on Zoom, where they're just looking at the slides. And I asked her if that was okay to put on the YouTube channel so other people could see it. She's thinking probably, but she wants to go back and they're proprietary. So she wants to think that through. So that's something that we're going to consider. And then also we're going to start to put QR codes at our sign-in tables and on the title page of the presentation so that we can capture all the sign-ins by people's phones. Since in a big group, they don't all get a chance to sign in. And so that way, we'll not only have them all sign in, but we'll actually have legible emails. And we're getting permission on these emails. Are they interested in membership, so that membership can follow up with them? And are they interested in the newsletter, so Nancy can add them? So once we start doing that, I think that will go a lot smoother, and we'll be able to add to membership in the newsletter, which is great for everyone. That's it for me.
Awesome, thank you. And just for clarification, Bonnie, you're going to be next on young adult, but I just want to also, for the new folks, to clarify or elaborate, the League of Women Voters does form opinions, positions on issues that we advocate for. But that is separate and distinct from the whole portion of the league that is all voter education. Both parts are nonpartisan. We never support or oppose a candidate or a party, but we might form positions on particular policy issues. Typically, our Speakers Bureau is just the facts, ma'am, if you will, on all of the topics that we cover. In the case of redistricting, that presentation was put together with a point of view. Say no to mid-cycle redistricting is not subtle. You know, it's a command. And so we as a chapter have gotten permission, requested permission to modify it so that we do have just a strict educational presentation that doesn't lead with our position on that particular topic. Bonnie, do you have anything to add regarding?
Sure.
you?
My co-chair Tina Beer, who could not be here today, I just want to, she's really been our boots on the ground all summer long, while I'm up in New Jersey, and many of us on the committee, kind of go off. But Tina's been working very closely with Kathy and Barbara on voter services. They've done the tabling, as Kathy mentioned, at Ringling, USF, SCF. And they continue to do that. Tina's also been working with Sherry, as Sherry mentioned, on bringing the Speakers Bureau to various youth-centered organizations. So that's a relatively new effort, and I think I really got to give Sherry and her group credit, because I think that the presentations that they're offering are really informative for the young people. But we also have a couple of things just really starting off, so for anyone that might just want to get their feet wet, I've got a couple of opportunities. The Patterson Foundation every year has sponsored something called Suncoast Remake Learning Days. And it is geared toward pretty much K-8 families, not just the students, but their families. With all different types of activities. We participated in this last year with a very fun and engaging lesson about ranked choice voting. It was called Dessert Dash. And we participated with one of the local elementary schools, with both the young people, with the students, but also with their parents. All of them enjoyed it. And we're going to do probably the same model again. One of our members, Louise Colson, developed the curriculum. We're going to use that again. And it's going to be sometime between April 18th and May 2nd. Now, where we are now in the process is that on November 5th, the Patterson Foundation is sponsoring what they call a Friendsgiving event, where anyone interested in being a member of the Suncoast Remake Learning Days come together, and we're having an opportunity to partner with other organizations. Now, for the league, we have the presentation, but we don't have the audience. We have to partner with an organization that actually has access to these children and their families. So if there is anyone new on this call, that particularly if you were an educator or are an educator that might want to be a member of our committee, we would love to have you work with us. And my email is very easy. It's just bonnie@lwvsrq.org. Please reach out to me. We would love to have you on board. The second thing that Tina and I have done is we've started conversations with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Sarasota and DeSoto counties. They have something called a STAR program for their high schoolers. It stands for Students Taking Active Roles. And it's really geared to the upperclassmen in the high schools. And what we're looking to do is potentially have a student become not only a member of the league, but maybe take a leadership role in our league. So we've just started conversations about that. Again, if you're something you're interested in, just let us know. We'd love to have you join us. Now, Rhonda, I just want to maybe shift gears a little bit away from young adult engagement and talk about the Giving Challenge a bit. Sure. Okay. So biannually, and again, we're talking about the Patterson Foundation, they sponsor something called the Giving Challenge. Some of you may be familiar with their website called The Giving Partner, which really has a lot of information about local nonprofits. But biannually, they run the Giving Challenge, and we've done it I guess 22, 24. Not sure if we did it before that. It was very successful in 2024 with our Register, Educate, and Vote initiative. We raised about $22,000. So we are looking to do it again in 2024. The dates of it, because it's only a 24-hour challenge, are April 15th and 16th. I'm going to be working, more with Rhonda and also with a few members who have some both nonprofit and fundraising experience. If that's something you think you can contribute to, again, just email me. We'd love to have you join us, but we plan to participate in that, again. Rhonda, do you want to add anything about that?
I'll only add that it's quite fortunate for us that the Giving Challenge is every 2 years during the election cycle. So it's midterms and the presidential elections, because really that is our biggest fundraising need, is to be able to put out a Get Out the Vote initiative. And that is what we will be fundraising around this time as well. Midterms are notoriously bad for turnout. Primaries are even worse for turnout, and it is our goal to beat the previous year's numbers and be high in the state among voter turnout, which we were in 2026. So with our campaign.
24.
So 2024.
For 26.
I'm right.
Our
Oh,
goal-
I'm just wishing my life away right now.
Yeah, exactly.
A quick question, because I was just doing research on putting my calendar together for the rest of this year, and Giving Tuesday came up in December. Are we going to participate in that?
It's a good question. We're having a preliminary meeting with our fundraising experts, and we can ask them about that if they've got a good way for us to kickstart.
Because it's one of the foundations, and we could probably use a lot of the same stuff that we use for,
Right. Yes, or it can also be for other things, but that's a great idea, because we do have, Liz is costing us a fortune because she's so successful with her rallies, but all of those signs, those t-shirts, they cost money, and we don't get donations for the signs so much as we do get donations for the t-shirts, but it'd be nicer to have even more branding out there. So
yeah,
thank you for that reminder.
I'll
will
go
put it on
back
the
and
list.
look at the info and send it to you. Okay?
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay. And then I have to go. So leave
All
early.
right, and we're just
Sorry.
about done, but Marilyn, I wanted to ask you if you have anything to say regarding our finances, or you're muted.
Hi there. Okay. Well, I just sent out a request for everybody for 3 receipts for things that I never got a receipt, but they showed up on the credit card. So that'd be nice if I could get some receipts before the end of the month. Today is the 27th. So there's that little item. The other thing is, I guess, did we want to increase the price of a badge? So you remember that. That was a little item that we did. Other than that, I think we're doing well.
Okay, thank you. And if I don't think I missed anyone reporting in, but Leslie Rogers, you came in after, or I noticed you after we did some introductions. So I don't mean to put you on the spot, but I guess I'm putting you on the spot. Please tell us.
That's fine.
About yourself.
Hi, I'm Leslie Rogers. I've been in Sarasota for about 4 years now. Or is it 5? Anyway, I moved here from New Jersey. I do still work full time. I'd signed up or joined the league probably January, February, sometime in there. Have attended some of the rallies. I'm not sure how much availability that I have to take on things, but certainly can come out to rallies and I don't know, just wanted to get a little bit more information about what what really goes on and some of the programming that you all are putting out there for events including education.
Leslie has been at every rally and she brings her friend Hawken. And they are very strong supporters. And it's always such a thrill to see both of them.
Thank you, Leslie. I would just like to throw out that we always have a need for individuals with tech skills, whether that be web or running a video camera or databases or whatever, whatever tech means to you. We probably could use your help. So if you have such skills and are willing to share, or if you know another member who has such skills, please keep that in mind and reach out to me and I'll give you some more info or connect you with the right person. We've got 4 whole minutes. Is there anything, Vilya, do you have anything to add for any of your zillions of areas?
No, sorry, I'm in a fog, so
Okay.
I'm not a good contributor right now.
Right, ICU psychosis,
Thanks
I think is what it's
Yeah.
called. All right, any other comments or questions or? It's a pleasure. I guess I do have one last thing is for all of you, whether you've had a speaking role or you're an observing role, if you would please send me and or Vilya feedback on what we could do to make these meetings more effective, more impactful. That would be wonderful. This is new. Only a few months now that we've been getting together on a monthly basis to communicate to each other. You can see how busy we are in so many different areas, and we don't necessarily get to update each other on what's going on. Also believe it's a great way for newcomers to get a sense of what's going on and what might interest them. But we are looking to make the meetings more beneficial in any way that we can. So please, Rhonda at lwvsrq.org. Let me know.
And when is the next meeting?
The fourth Monday of November at
Okay.
4 o'clock.
Okay, just want to make sure it's that Monday before Thanksgiving and we're cool.
Ron, I have a question.
Yes,
Do
ma'am.
we have, should we sign up for it every single month, or once you've got us on the list, we'll just automatically get the link?
Yeah, it's the link is always going to be the same. So if you have it on your calendar with the link in there, you can just schedule it for the 4th Monday, and it's always the same. So
Okay.
so you don't need to sign up unless you need the link.
Okay.
It's also posted on the website. I believe maybe under member login after that, but if you go to the events calendar, you can find it listed and it does have join meeting here link. So you can also do
Okay.
that.
Right. And so it's always just a surprise as to who will be here each month. We don't really get RSVPs.
Yeah, I hadn't put next month's meeting on because I was a little concerned because it was so close to Thanksgiving. I wasn't sure how you were going to work the schedule. But if you're
I think
gonna,
that we, Adelia and I haven't talked about it, but I just think that it is when it is. I mean, if it's
Okay.
not Christmas, it's not Thanksgiving, so we're gonna do the best. If we
Okay.
have poor attendance because it's a holiday, then so be it. But
Okay, well, I'll put it right on the schedule.
awesome. Thank you.
Okay.
All right. Well, everyone have a great month. I don't know who you're talking to, Dorothy, but okay. Bye, everyone.
Bye.
Bye-bye.